Dizzy Dishes is the 1930 Talkatoons cartoon from Fleischer Studios, and this is the very first cartoon with Betty Boop. So, needless to say, she still has her dog ears at this point. Betty Boop with dog ears is so bizarre, and I know they did that because originally she was maybe going to be a dog, and then they kind of fully anthropomorphized her into a human. It's very peculiar with the dog ears, but it doesn't detract from the enjoyment. This starts off with some anthropomorphic cats singing a song, and then we are in this kind of bar and or kind of restaurant with a performance area, and the chef's serving this food, and there's this gorilla who's very angry and definitely not very happy with the thing that's going on. But Betty Boop is providing a distraction for this, and she's performing various numbers and dancing, and we get to see her doing her first ever performance with a couple of boop boop doops in there as well, even in the very beginning. Her face, the animation of her face was a little bit off compared to, what we know. When she would make the ooh sound, her mouth was really stretched and really prominent, really over exaggerated. And yes, Betty Boop is a caricature, that often happens, but just it was just a little bit too overdone here, I think. So the animation itself is a little uncomfortable. I'm pleased that they were able to fine tune Betty Boop's character design a little bit more, because if they'd stuck to her being like this, I don't think she would have been quite as successful. But it's still enjoyable to watch. The narration is quite interesting. Bimbo also appears and gets into a bit of a problem with the gorilla. Bimbo is definitely a very cute character. As Betty Boop's introduction, I thought it was good fun. Having it set in this kind of restaurant worked well. It meant we had a range of different characters, and the performance stages I thought worked very well. Everything seemed to be in proportion nicely. Betty Boop's face was kind of the only thing that didn't really sit right with me. But then would I have noticed that if I'd never seen any other Betty Boop cartoon? I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have done. I don't even know if I would have noticed her dog ears. Maybe they kind of just look like earrings. I don't know. It's hard to tell whether or not I would have noticed that if I hadn't known they were there. But it's definitely an interesting one to watch. It's very well edited. The narrative flows nicely. As I said, great mix of characters. Not the best Betty Boop cartoon in itself, but as her introduction, pretty fascinating. Obviously one that I would recommend watching.